Hello YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting on a Fan. Good evening to all of you in YouTubeland, and I hope and pray that you and yours are happy and healthy and safe and well. Bosk the kitten is being super cute, so I got a little distracted, I apologize. So the date is Tuesday, May 24th, 2022, and the time is approximately 8:10 p.m. Eastern Time. I find it fascinating that not only is the moon in Aries, but Mars is also in Aries as well. I love this book. This is Llewellyn's 2022 Daily Planetary Guide. It is my number 2 favorite Llewellyn annual. Of course, my number 1 favorite Llewellyn annual is Llewellyn's Tarot Calendars. Of course. This is a fantastic Western astrology guide. And I find it fascinating that at approximately 10:27 p.m. tonight, Eastern Time, both the moon and Jupiter will be conjunct in Aries. Yes, I forgot to mention that Jupiter is now transiting in the sign of Aries. So if you have Sun, rising, or moon in Aries, prepare to receive great professional success and abundant prosperity over the next year. Although I don't remember offhand when Jupiter entered Aries, because generally speaking, Jupiter will spend 1 year in the same sign. So that's why it takes roughly 12 years for Jupiter to go through the zodiacal wheel. But anyway, I am also known as Mr. Lighting on a Fan. It's a bit nippy today, which is why the fan is actually off. But you know me, I'll probably turn it on at some point in one of the videos I'm recording tonight. But in the meantime, actually, let me have Drake, more commonly known as my awesome audiovisual person for my YouTube videos, do a beautiful close-up of this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous daily planetary guide. I highly recommend this. For the record, I used to purchase the pocket guides, but then the Priestess of Grove Argentum, which is a Manhattan, New York City-based chapter of the International Fellowship of the Goddess Isis, showed me her copy for that particular year, and she was like, "Oh, I love these. I always use them." And ever since then, this is the one that I buy every year. So yeah, so I definitely only use this one going forward. Get in there. Thank you so much. Anyway, so there's a lot going on astrologically, as you know, but I am going to turn my attention from Western astrology to crystals. So some of you know that I began offering goddess energy healing treatments professionally, officially, as of June 2021. And I have been guided and led to use crystal spheres to facilitate the energies of the goddess or goddesses that are going to be a part of that goddess energy healing treatment for that particular client. So somebody that I happily follow on, I don't remember if I follow him on Twitter now that I think about it, but he is a witch, he is a podcaster, and he is also a gay man, so he is a gay male witch, and he is a published author, and his name is Devin with a Y Hunter, and I love his energy. In fact, interestingly enough, he is romantically involved with 3 other gay male witches who are also published authors, who are just supremely talented. One of them is Matt Oren, the author of Psychic Witch. But anyway, in one of Devin Hunter's tweets, he talked about a crystal called Arfvedsonite. Capital A-R, F as in Frank, V as in Victor, E, D as in David, S as in Sam, O, N as in Nathaniel, I, T as in Tom, E, Arfvedsonite. It is a mouthful. And I'm not familiar with it, but one of the things that he wrote in this particular tweet is that it enhances psychic ability, it deepens one's intuition, it strengthens one's intuition, and when I saw the crystal on the tweet that he tweeted, had an image of Arfvedsonite points, like obelisk almost shaped points. So of course I began thinking about underworld goddesses when I looked at this crystal, like Hecate, like Persephone, and I felt guided and led to purchase a sphere, because one of the things that I do with my goddess energy healing treatments is I use a sphere to facilitate those goddesses' energies on a deeper level for the client. So I'm going to do a bit of a reveal, which I don't even remember the last time I did a reveal. But this is technically an unboxing, but officially it's a reveal. So I'm going to have Drake, more commonly known as my awesome audiovisual person for my YouTube videos, do a close-up of the box. And I will link the Etsy shop in the description box. And now, this beauty is beautiful, as the late and great Edith Bunker would say. So there you go. Arfvedsonite. It feels very powerful. It feels very rich. It feels very heavy, like, I didn't understand that instruction. Okay. It feels heavy, not physically. I don't remember how many millimeters this is, but it definitely feels rich and powerful. And it has these little inclusions which the camera may or may not be able to pick up, but they look like you can see just under the surface. I was, oh yeah, look at those prismatic, like there are these flashes of white that are just in the crystal. I'd never heard of it prior to this tweet. And I saw this tweet almost a month ago, and I've had this crystal for maybe 2 weeks or so. But I definitely am looking forward to using it. I have a feeling that I'm going to use these crystal spheres in addition to using them for goddess energy healing treatments. But when I saw this crystal, I immediately thought of shadow goddesses, dark goddesses, underworld goddesses. And, you know, Hecate did come to my mind, which means that I now have 2 crystal spheres that I associate with the goddess Hecate. And I love this particular, just this section over here, which Drake will do a close-up of, that has these flashes of white and silver almost. And they're just like glorious. It's like peering into this portal for me. But yeah, I'd never heard of this crystal before, this tweet on Twitter, and I want to tell you, it's just glorious. I really am mesmerized by this. I do not know when I'm going to use this again. I think I've mentioned in a previous video that when I offered metaphysical classes, group and private, in person and online, 95% of my clients would come to me for readings. 3% would come to me for metaphysical classes, again, group or private, in person or online, and 2% would come to me for energy healing treatments. Now that I no longer offer metaphysical classes, roughly 97% of my clients come to me for readings. 2% come to me for, 2% come to me for energy healing treatments, and 1% come to me for other psychic services. So, you know, as much as I love the thought of I'm not sure how to word this, and I have a feeling that what I'm about to say is not going to land the right way for some of you, and I'm going to need to deal with that however it happens. I don't do energy healing treatments for free. I don't offer any of my psychic services for free. I know that some people have a massive issue with that. I've made my peace with that years ago when I read a section of Louise L. Hay's letters to Louise, and she addressed it beautifully in one of the chapters in that book, and I think it was the miscellaneous chapter. But the fact of the matter is that I know that the spirits do not want, and neither the spirits nor the goddesses want me offering goddess energy healing treatments for free. There needs to be an exchange. And if they wanted me to offer it for free, that would have been the first thing they said to me. They did not say that to me. I am aware that in the path that is commonly known as Santeria, some people have to offer their services free of charge because that's how the Orishas wanted. And some people can only charge a certain amount of money for readings because that's how the Orishas wanted. And I have never had an issue with any of that. I have never had an issue with any of that. And I've known about that for years. I still remember, I don't remember where. I don't think it was Instagram, but I think it was something like a social media platform. Maybe it was YouTube, maybe it was Facebook when I used Facebook, maybe it was something else that I'm not remembering. But I distinctly remember somebody who is a part of Santeria had said to me, you know, I can get a reading for $21. And I replied, I have no issue with that. I don't. I have not once ever had an issue with the fact that there are certain traditions that only charge a certain amount of money. What I have always known is that if the spirits and if the goddesses wanted me to offer my psychic services free of charge, I wouldn't even bother with everything that I do. There would be no point in being a professional reader. There would be no point in being a professional psychic. And I totally get that. But truly, that is another topic for another video for another day. But in the meantime, I hope and pray that all of you enjoyed looking at this glorious gorgeousness of Arfvedsonite. And I look forward to learning more about the crystal because it is a totally new crystal to me. I've only known about this crystal for, let's say, just for the sake of argument, 5 weeks. Beautiful crystal, gorgeous crystal, etc., etc. But anyway, as always, to all of you in YouTube land, thank you so much for honoring who I am and what I do. And thank you so much for honoring Drake, more commonly known as my awesome audiovisual person for my YouTube videos and everything he does as well. And I definitely want to thank Mr. Devin Hunter for turning me on via Twitter to Arfvedsonite. And I especially want to thank the living creator of Desert Hippie Shop on Etsy for selling this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous Arfvedsonite sphere. As always, thank you for all the likes, thank you for all the comments, thank you for all the shares, and thank you for all the subscriptions to my YouTube channel. An extra big and beautiful thank you to all of you who have scheduled your sessions, and to all of you who are going to buy me a coffee. Because remember, the more coffees that people buy me, the more live videos will be in the future. You know how that goes. As I sip my 100% pure oolong tea from Twinings. I know coffee and tea are every day for me. Good night, have a beautiful week, and stay tuned for the next video.